so strongly was destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head. And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and to deter you from showing up authentically. You catch yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah blah blah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I just said that. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you're subscribed. All right, so today y'all we're gonna be looking into what is people's first impressions of you, because when I did my last reading, What Makes You Enchanting, that kind of like was one of the vibes I was picking up on in one of the piles, and I was like, I'm gonna make that the next topic. So boom, here is the next topic. I don't have any extra things to say today. If you would like to book a reading with me, if you would like to tip me, which is always appreciated, if you'd like to find my social media or the intro song, you can find all the information and the timestamps down below in the description box. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and choose your photo. Hey pile one, welcome to your reading. Welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I'm your host, AniyahJelisa. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, so today we're gonna be doing not compliments to behind your back. Do y'all want that? Do y'all want it? Let me know if y'all want to see compliments that people give you behind your back, because I've seen it. That's a popular topic. Anyways, today we're gonna be doing people's first impressions of you. What is their first impression of you? So today we're gonna be starting with me channeling messages from the image. So let's go ahead and see. All right. What is people's first impressions of pile one? I feel like people's first impression of you is that you have some type of like regality to you, and I'm also getting like cultural significance. So I don't know if the way that you dress is like cultural, or you might look foreign to wherever it is that you live. Like you might, I don't know if you actually are foreign to that land and like people can tell, or even if you're from there, you might, like your style might be heavily inspired by a different culture. There's something here about the things that you wear being cultural, or you could have like some cultural tattoos, or I don't know if there's like a certain hairstyle, or I don't know if you wear a hijab or a head covering or something, or if there's like I said, like a cultural type of clothing, like the actual clothes that you wear are like indicative of a certain culture or region. Okay, but it's like emphasis on the fact that it's different than like where you're currently living, because I feel like if you were living in a place where like everybody dressed like that, then it wouldn't really stand out for people to notice. But the fact that they notice, I'm assuming, like, again, it just gives like this foreign energy. Okay, let's see what else. I feel like people do also feel like their first impression of you is that you have like a bright aura. It could be that you have a bright smile, but I'm getting like this energy of brightness here. So this could be like, you could have very bright eyes. Like you could look very activated in your eyes. You could have a bright smile. It could also be your aura, or you could like to wear bright colors. Okay. There's something here about brightness coming through. Like literally. You could also wear shiny jewelry, or you could like to heavily accessorize, obviously based on the picture that she shows, but then again, all these pictures have heavy accessories, so you know. But yeah, there's something here about brightness, especially brightness. You could also have golden undertones to your skin. You don't have to, but like I wouldn't be shocked if you have like goldenish undertones, or like warm undertones. What else? I feel like when people's first impression of you is that they're taken aback, because sometimes on my channel it's like just a bunch of things coming in, and then sometimes like right now it's not really that much. It's like I'm more so just like looking, and I think that people are that's their first impression of you when they see you, like when they meet you for the first time. It's like they just might stare at you, or you might notice people just like really looking at you intensely and not really even saying much. People might really do that to you. Like they might just sit there and stare at you and not say anything, and you might be like, what? Or like, can I have my face back? What the fuck are you staring at? But it's like they're genuinely like mesmerized. Like they're mesmerized, or they're like again taken aback. Like I feel like you have whatever your aesthetic is, because heavily here is the aesthetic, obviously it's the first impression, but there's something heavily here about it being different than what people are used to seeing. And today we're channeling just in general energy. I'm not channeling any specific person's first impression. I'm more so just getting in general people's first impression of you. Yeah, you make them, there's like this warmth, you know. People kind of feel like a little giddy, like, oh, who is that? Like, and they just like feel intrigued, like they are curious, they want to keep looking at you. I feel like there's also a lot to look at, so I don't know if you could heavily accessorize, or you could have like to wear layered clothing, or maybe like your hair is nice and your makeup and your face is naturally pretty and you have a nice body, and there's just like a lot to take in. I'm getting that people feel like there's a lot to take in when they look at you for the first time. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some cards. Today we're going to be doing oracle and tarot. So let's go ahead and see. If you're enjoying the video thus far, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. All right, Spirit, what are people's first impressions of Pile 1? And also consider subscribing to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe, okay? I got around to responding to you all's comments. So if you commented on like my last 3 posts, I got back to you. Thank you for all the love. Okay. Especially thank you for the welcome backs. I appreciate y'all. Let's see, Spirit, what are people's first impressions of Pile 1? Oh, please don't fall. I'm not doing reversals today. I don't feel like it. So today we have the 5 of Cups first. Let's see. I've got the 5 of Cups. We have the Magician and the 8 of Wands. And 2 more, please. Please, 2 more. Whoa, it's not 2. I will take this. We have the Hierophant and 1 more. All right, wow, we have the Empress. So definitely Venus energy here, Taurus, Libra, okay? I feel like when people see you, their first impression is like immediate disappointment. Not with you, but just with themselves in the situation. People meet you and they kind of immediately know that you're out of their league, or that, and I'm not even trying to gas you. Like, I'm really not even trying to pump your head up right now, or like just be cliche, but like that really is the vibe. I feel like people see you and they immediately are mesmerized or intrigued, right? And then there's this energy of them, you know, thinking that you're great. We're gonna get more into the details, but I'm just saying, like, the first initial thing I'm getting is that people see you, they think you're great, and then they become disappointed with the fact that they kind of know that you're out of their league, or that they won't be able to have an opportunity with you. This could be the fact that maybe you're just already in a relationship and you're not single, if this is like people wanting you romantically. Or this could be something where like they just feel like they're not good enough in some kind of capacity. Maybe they don't feel financially secure. Maybe they are in a relationship, maybe living situation or distance. You know, there's just this energy about people feeling like immediate disappointment. This could also be something, this doesn't even have to be romantic. This could even be like in like social settings. Like people might know that, you know, they don't live the same type of lifestyle as you to be friends with you, or that they know that, you know, they just wouldn't be able to maintain a friendship with you, or that maybe you wouldn't find them to be that interesting. And so maybe this would be like their only time interacting with you. If you are interacting with people in like work settings, this could be something where, let's say you interact with somebody who's a manager of certain place. They're like disappointed because they know that you already have a job. So you're not going to want to quit your job to come work for them. But really they would like if you worked for them. You know, it's that type of vibe. Like I'm hearing that Nelly Furtado and Timbaland song, Promiscuous Girl, and that part where he's like in the beginning, he's like, I want you on my team. And she's like, so does everybody else. It's like this vibe of like, yeah, like you just have this energy to where it's like, I said, that brightness as well. Like you're very popular, right? Even if you don't feel popular, people know about you. You can be a popular loner. Maybe you don't hang out with everybody, but people know who you are. And when you're in a room, especially when you're socializing, especially when you're actually having that first conversation, people can just tell that you are somebody who is well received generally. And so with that being said, it makes people feel like they automatically don't have a chance, whether it be to network with you, whether it be to be your friend, or whether it be to be romantically involved with you. They just already feel like the line is too long. There's too many people here. There's too many people that know about this person. They're not going to take me serious. They're not going to pay attention to me. They're only going to pay attention to people who are on their same level or better, basically. It's probably people already feel upon first meeting you. And I feel like that's true about you, right? It's not your job to, you know, care about that, but that is part of the emotion of the first impression with you. Now, getting into the details of why people feel like you're so great here. With the Magician, the Hierophant, the Empress, immediately you come across to people as somebody who is beautiful and who has their shit together. You come across as somebody who's beautiful, you have your shit together, you're stable, you come across as stable as well. Even if people, obviously upon first impressions, they don't know what you do for work, but you look like somebody who takes good care of themselves. You look like somebody who's not struggling, who's not hungry, who's not desperate, who's not seeking anything. Like you, I feel like most of the time when people have these first impressions of you, you're either minding your business and they just so happen to meet you in a space that you just happen to be minding your business at, and you guys end up speaking or communicating in that way. Or even if you're at like a social event, even if you're at a party, you're not necessarily the kind of person who is acting desperate for attention. Like you don't seem to, like you might not be the kind of person who goes around and like talks to everybody in the room. You might just kind of sit there and talk to who exactly you want to talk to. You might scope the scenery first and just observe first and then decide who you want to talk to and then go talk to that person. But everybody has noticed you this whole time. Everybody has been wanting to talk to you, but they kind of feel intimidated or nervous because you're maybe not just outwardly talking to everybody, right? There's this vibe of you, and also with her literally like sitting on this stone like by herself, it's just like this vibe that you just don't seem like you really need anybody or need anything, you know? And so people immediately feel like, oh, well, what can I offer that person that will make them interested in me? I don't have anything to give them or to make myself stand out. Especially if, because I said you're so bright already and you seem to be so independent and self-assured. It's like, what was I gonna say? It's like this vibe that people just feel like, in terms of them matching your energy, is not even really like a physical thing. It's like an energetic thing of them matching your energy. It's like they know that you probably would only want to be around other bright lights. You guys almost have like a celebrity energy to you. I'm getting that's like the vibes. Like people feel like you either are a celebrity or you could be. Or it's like you either, they think, like I'm getting the vibes with you, like when people first meet you, they think that they're gonna find your social media and you're gonna be like famous. Like they think that they're gonna pull up your Instagram and you're gonna have tens of dozens of hundreds of thousands of followers. Like that's what they just assume based off just like your aura, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, you know, the way you look as well. Or this could also be people and I feel like it's really both, but this is also people assuming that like you're probably rich or you probably have a lot of money or that you drive a nice car, you live in a nice place, or that you have a good job, like, or that you have a business or something. Like they just assume that. Or people also, I'm getting, assume that you have like a lot of dating options as well. They assume that a lot of people want to be your friend, a lot of people want to date you. You just you come across magnetic, and like they feel like they're very drawn to you, but they also witness other people be drawn to you as well. So there's just this vibe of like, ooh, powin', like who is this? And it's like they want to get to know you more, but again, there's that disappointment of like, I'm probably not gonna see this person again, or like if I were to ask them to hang out, they probably are too busy, or they probably wouldn't prioritize it, you know, type of vibes. With the Eight of Wands, I'm getting that people really want to talk to you. Like upon first meeting you, I'm getting the vibe like they heavily want to have conversation and they want to extend it. Like you're not the kind of person that people meet and then they're just like, oh, I'm cool, never seen that person again. Like no, like people meet you and they look forward to the next time that they're going to see you. And I also am getting the vibes that you might not know this, but people will also secretly like try to come up with plans to see you again. So especially if this is kind of specific, so don't worry about this if it doesn't resonate, but especially if you're meeting people at like curated events that happen like weekly or bi-weekly, annually, whatever. People, if they meet you at one of those events, let's say it's an event that happens every Tuesday and you just so happen to go this one time and then you meet people there. Some of these people genuinely are like hoping, like they're hoping so bad that you come next Tuesday so that they can see you again. Especially the people I feel like who maybe, because I do get the vibe that people are intimidated, right? They kind of get this immediate feeling of like, damn, I'm not going to be on that person's level in one way or another. I feel like especially those people who are maybe afraid to ask you for your number or afraid to keep in contact or afraid to ask you out or something, they're really hoping that you come next time to whatever this is. And it doesn't have to be something that's happening weekly, but it just is this vibe of like, let's say that even there's a group of friends that you see, but you only see them for like birthdays or holidays or something like that. That's the only time that y'all get together. They're hoping that you come to the next person's birthday party, or they're hoping that you come to the next holiday party. Like, it's that kind of vibe, okay? But again, especially the people who did not have the confidence to approach you, they're hoping that they can have another chance next time. I'm getting that's like a common thing. When people meet you for the first time, they're kind of scared, but then when they see you again, they might be like, you know what, I'm gonna I'm gonna say something this time. I'm gonna ask them for their number. I'm gonna ask them for their Instagram, or I'm gonna invite them to a date with me, or invite them to this party, or whatever the case may be, okay? Because people, I don't know, your energy just comes across very like solid, like, okay? So let's go ahead and get some more. So what is people's first impression of pile one? What are people's first impressions of pile one? We have throat chakra. Yeah, so I'm getting like, you could be a good communicator. So here's the thing. And I was also getting that, I'm glad this came out, because I was also thinking that when I seen the 8 of Wands, I forgot. People feel like you're not afraid to express yourself. People feel like you are, people might feel when they first meet you, you might come across shy because, like I said, you might be the more of the type to just kind of observe and like read the room first before you get to socializing. I don't feel like you're the person who walks in the room and just like immediately gets to talking to everybody, unless it's a room with people that you already know and that you're comfortable with. But of course, this is first impressions, right? So in terms of first impressions, you might not be the one to initiate conversation, but I am getting the vibes that once people do start talking to you, especially those who are confident enough to approach you first, and you do have conversation with them, people notice that you have great conversation skills. They feel like you say things that make them think. You say things that are very interesting. They might like the sound of your voice and the tone of your voice that you speak with, your cadence. You could have an accent that they like, okay? Especially if you and this person are from different places. Maybe you don't feel like you have an accent, but if this person is from somewhere else, to them you have an accent, right? Sirens as confirmation. All right, but I also get the vibe that, again, you might have people choked up though, pile one. Like people, I feel like, all right, sirens, let's get on down the street, baby. Get out their way so they can go on down the street and get up out my video at this point, okay? I'm gonna try to talk over that, but yeah, people, I'm getting the vibes that they can get like flustered around you, or they can feel like their throat chakra is blocked. You know what it is? I'm getting the vibes that sometimes people are confident. It's not that they're insecure or anything, but they just might literally like be so taken aback by your energy that they end up second guessing themselves, or they end up overthinking, and so they end up, that's why they don't talk to you. It's, yeah, if they, it's not that they're insecure, they just end up overthinking it, and they kind of will like psych themselves out before they have the opportunity to actually speak. But I do feel like people feel like they have good conversations with you, okay? I'm also getting the vibes that certain people, again, if they didn't have that conversation with you, maybe they just looked at you from far, they're like, next time I'm gonna talk to them. Next time I see them, I'm gonna talk to them. And I hope that they come to the event next week so that I can talk to them, okay? I'm heavily getting that vibe. Y'all might be the type to go to a lot of events or parties, or yeah, like you might meet people the most in spaces where it's like you're likely to see them again, because that just keeps coming through. Okay, next we have relationships, okay? This card says intimacy, freedom, acceptance, interest. Yeah, people automatically want to form a relationship with you when they meet you. I'm telling you, like, people want to be your friend. They want to date you after that. It's not like they just meet you and they just don't give a fuck and they're like, all right, moving on with my life next. No, like, people want to see you again. People want to form a connection with you. They meet you and it feels like, doo-doo, we are connected now. Like, when people feel you, when people feel you, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even mean to say that, but it's like when people meet you, they feel you. Like, I was gonna say, when people meet you, it feels like they're meeting soul tribe. It feels like they're meeting a soulmate. You might have people sometimes say that to you, or they feel like you're their soulmate, and you might not always reciprocate that. Sometimes you might feel the same way back towards these people, but sometimes people say that to you and it's like, bitch, you're delusional, respectfully. Like, I don't mess with you like that. Like, you cool, I fuck with you, but not like that. Not on a soul tribe, soulmate level. But for you, like, you fill that box, or you, yeah, like you fit the position for them, okay? So, you know, that's life. You know, sometimes we're not always going to feel that back, but sometimes you do, you know, and sometimes it's mutual, for sure, okay? Because people just feel like they haven't met somebody like you, or they feel like you're like a rare kind of person. Yeah, we have inner child next. I feel like you might also come across as, I'm getting, this is obviously a first impression, but it's more so a thing of like, I'm taking this in a way where I'm getting really all the vibes. I'm getting the vibes people who just look at you and they don't talk to you, and the people who do end up having conversation with you. People feel like this card says playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder. I feel like you might come across as intimidating to people when they first meet you because of, like I said, you could be very good. I don't know if I said that, but with this Empress here and the Hierophant, I feel like those are cards definitely beautiful, being good looking on the outside. You could be good looking, but again, you also come across as stable and somebody who is ambitious and who is self-reliant, self-sufficient. You might come across kind of serious. Like, you might just have like a resting bitch face, or even just the fact that you don't need to like seek validation in the room, and you're just comfortable being to yourself. That exudes a certain level of like earth energy, like a rock, a stable energy that could also be come across as like hard or cold. But as people get to know you and they talk to you, they realize, oh, this person's actually like really silly or goofy or really playful. It could also be a thing of, even if they don't have the conversation with you themselves, they could watch you open up throughout the time being and watch you joke around people or watch you smile or watch you laugh at the jokes that other people make. And maybe you're not so uptight, you just look that way, you know what I mean? This could also be, I don't know, when it comes to like I was saying culturally, like the way that you guys dress, you could dress in like a modest way or dress in a way that has some type of like cultural or religious significance, or you might just come across like you look classy or you look like elegant or put together in a sense, like whatever. I'm saying that to say that whatever way that you dress, I'm also getting, could have something to do, and it could make you appear as somebody who needs to be more respectable, like respected, or somebody who might be more serious based on the way that you dress. It's kind of like if you're at a party and let's say you see somebody wearing a hijab, right? That is obviously like a religious symbol, so you might assume that that person like takes themselves seriously. They might have a certain way of life that they follow. Maybe they're going to be kind of uptight. That's just like an assumption, right? But then maybe they're really goofy. Like just because they're Muslim doesn't mean that, you know, they're super uptight, you know, but it's just like, you just know that there is respect that comes with those set of beliefs. So it's like, okay, let me be on my P's and Q's around this person. But then they find out that you're not actually like super strict. It's like that kind of energy. And that was just an example. You don't have to be like, I don't know if Muslim people watch tarot readings, you know, I don't know, but it doesn't have to be that. But I'm just saying there's like that kind of vibe. Like you come across kind of serious until they realize that, oh, this person is also pretty chill. Okay. And then I want to get one more card and I'm going to have to let you guys go. Let's see. What is our last card here? What are people's first impressions of pile 1? They want more. The fact that I'm trying to end the reading right now and the card's not coming out is that's literally, people want more of your energy. Like people, after meeting you for the first time, they definitely think about when's the next time they're going to see you again, when's the next time they're going to have the time opportunity to talk to you, if they can take you on a date, if y'all can have a future together. Like they want more. They don't want it to end. They don't want you guys' conversation to end. They don't want the interaction to end, especially if you're at, like I said, like a party or something where it's like they know they're not guaranteed to see you after that. Okay, and then we have the mind, openness, flexibility, imagination, and learning. People want to dig into your mind more because, like I said, when you do talk, you might not talk at first, but once you do, people are definitely intrigued by the conversation. They're intrigued by the things that you say, the things that you're interested in, your perspectives. Also, I'm getting like the way that you treat people and just the way that your mind works in general. They like that you can be serious but also playful at the same time. They like that you are very self-sufficient, but you're also friendly and like open to meeting people. You don't come across as somebody who's closed off to like meeting people. If you're on a vibe of like no new friends, this is, I mean, at the end it's kind of too late, but this isn't your pile. You know, you come across as somebody, or people assume, yeah, you come across as somebody who is, you don't need friends, but you're open to meeting new people. You're open to having new friends. You might be single and you might not need a partner, but you're open to dating people and getting to know people and potentially one day having a partner. Like you come across just like, yeah, like you don't need anything, but you're open to life. And like people really like that. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 1. Definitely, if you are from pile 1, comment bright, because I feel like that was like the main thing that was standing out in this reading is people feel like you have a very bright energy, bright aura, bright colors, just brightness, and they're drawn to that light. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if it resonated. Go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Other than that, I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading. Welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Thank y'all for being here with me on today. So today we're going to be looking into what are people's first impressions of you. I came up with this because the last reading I did, in one of the piles, I ended up saying something about that, and I was like, that should be our next topic. So boom, here's our next topic. All right, initially pile 2 with you. Let's jump right in. Oh, if you guys would like to book a reading, if you would like to send me a tip, which is always never asking, but always appreciate it. If you would like to find the intro song or find my TikTok, you can find the information down below. Boom, let's get into it. The first thing I'm getting from this, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to channel from your image. Okay, first impressions, people feel like you have an old soul. Okay, people feel like you have an old soul. I don't know what exactly it is about that. I'm getting different things here. So this could be something where people meet you and they notice that, it could be like, I'm getting about music. So this could be something where like people meet you and they notice the music that you like. So for example, this is gonna be a super specific example, right? But just walk with me. There's this club here in Atlanta called MJQ, and at MJQ, there's this one room where they play like more newer music, and they go between like house and, you know, rap and, you know, stuff like that. And then there's another room where they play more of like older music. It's like funk typically that they're playing. It's like 70s, 80s music. It's like 70s, 80s like pop and funk type of vibes. And an example that's coming to me is if you're in that room, even if you are appearing young on the outside, you're in that room and you know the lyrics to this like 80s music, right? And it's like, okay, clearly this person was not at 20 years old in the 80s because they look like they're in their 20s now, but they have an old soul. They know this music, they know the lyrics, they like this kind of music. That's an example of how somebody could meet you for the first time and realize that you have an old soul. I'm also getting that some of you guys could be Southern, and it could just be in your accent. Like something about your accent just gives old soul. Okay. Yeah, people typically associate like countryness with like old people. I don't really know why, but yeah, it's just like if you have a Southern accent, people think of you, people like notice that. Okay, you don't have to have a Southern accent though, but that's just like sticking out to me. But yeah, actually I wouldn't be surprised if you're from like it doesn't have to be like the South per se, like the South of the United States. Just I feel like people might feel like you're from an area that has a lot of land, something about that is coming through. Like I feel like you have an accent, and like the way your accent comes from a place where there's a lot of land, or like there's big houses, or maybe there's a lot of trees, a lot of nature. Okay, I guess I don't know, that's just what I'm getting. Okay, take it however it is. You do with that what you will. Okay, but yes, I'm getting the vibe that people definitely feel like you have an old soul. You could also have an aesthetic that reminds me of a different time. I mean, clearly with this picture here, but even if it's not that, like there's just this vibe with them. People feel like you're mature for your age, but not in like a stoic way, not in like a oh, this person is like strict and like they don't have fun anymore type of way, but in a way of like the things that you say, or like the things that you reference, the music that you listen to, the way you dress, the way you talk. Like you just don't come across to be fitting into the trends of your age group. Put it like that. Yeah. So for example, it's like you just don't dress on trend. It's something about you is like off trend that people notice when they first meet you. And for a lot of you, that gets associated with you having an old soul, or like being ahead of your time, or being ahead of the wave, or more mature for your age. Okay, that's like first impressions. What else are we getting now? I'm also getting the vibes that people feel like you're very stable upon first meeting you. They feel like you have some type of stability to you. They feel like they wouldn't be surprised if you come from a good family, or if you like come from a big family. I don't know, people have met you while you were with your siblings or something, or with your parents, but there's just this vibe that people feel like you come from a good home. You don't actually have to, but people assume that about you. And again, I'm getting the vibes that it has a lot to do with like the way that you speak and the way that you behave. You come across like somebody who's very polite, very well mannered, and like more so than the average person, specifically within your age group. That's what it is. I feel like people feel like you're more respectful than normal. Like you might just have manners. Like you might be the type of person to like speak to people when you walk in and say, hey, hello, how are you guys? How's your day? And you just seem like yeah, like manners. And that could be a thing because, you know, a lot of young people these days like are antisocial, and we don't necessarily like to speak as much as like the older people do. So if you're like that person who's like speaking to everybody, older people might really appreciate that about you. And like people of all ages might just notice it because it's coming through heavily. Like I feel like you're the kind of person to start conversations and to like check in with people and ask them how they're doing or something. And like you might speak to strangers a lot. Like you might be that person when you walk down the street, you say good morning to people and you smile at them. You know what I mean? And like people notice that, and it stands out because a lot of people these days are just to themselves. They don't really speak to anybody else, which I mean, to each their own, but I'm just saying that in your case, people notice that you're not like that. They notice that you just like address and acknowledge everybody. People feel like people get a humanitarian type of vibe from you, like an activist type of vibe. Again, it could have a lot to do with like the cadence and the tone of your voice and the things that you say. It's like people, you know, low-key, your vibe is low-key giving me Huey from Boondocks. Like when you watch that show, it's like, how old is he supposed to be again? Like 12 or something? It's like, this is not a 12-year-old. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that vibe. Okay, I don't know. And I feel like you kind of talk about like political things too with people, and I feel like you will do it like upon first meeting somebody. like, I don't know, like, are you an activist? Like, I don't know, like, I feel like people meet you and like they're immediately like, the whatever conversations that you have, even if you're not making it political, it's just like there's this, you have this like, I guess like a righteousness to you within your energy. And then sometimes people, you do end up having like political conversations with them upon first meeting, and they're like, oh, like this person is an activist, or this person cares about humanity, or they care about the world, or they care about like human rights issues, or you know, global issues or something like that. You guys, I'm also getting the vibes too that you guys could be into, because I'm trying to think, you know, think about ways of like first impressions. You guys could also be an artist of some kind, and I'm specifically getting like poetry, spoken word, music, because again, the voice keeps coming through like in the things that you say. So people could meet you, especially if you are like a poet or a writer, or an activist, somebody who gives speeches, or somebody who makes music, or you know, like you use your words to communicate the things that you care about. People could meet you upon first impressions at something where you're performing, or they're watching you talk about these things that you're interested in, and like it fits, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not surprised to like basically like your whole aesthetic and everything goes together to be somebody who is, you come across woke. That's what I'm getting. Like you, and not woke in like the watered down sense that it's used now, but you come across as somebody who's woke or who's conscious, like somebody who's tuned in to like what's happening in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like you might speak about I don't know if I can say it on here, you know, these censored platforms, but you might speak about the tragedies that are happening overseas. Okay, you might be the type of person to like talk about that outwardly. You might be talking about things that are happening within your own country or state. You might be somebody who's aware of like certain laws or something. I don't know, like you just give me this, it almost gives like freedom fighter, Black Panther type of vibe, like, you know what I'm saying, like activist, like you, people feel like you're an activist, power too. I love that. So let's go ahead and get in. I don't want to wait, I don't want to spend the whole reading just channeling channeling from the image. So we're gonna pull some tarot. But if you're resonating with that so far, then definitely go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Okay, let's get into it, Spirit. What are people's first impressions of how to? What are people's first impressions of how to? Let's see. Excuse me. Ooh. I'm hearing out the gate. Like, I feel like you, yeah, I feel like you don't waste time. I feel like you are very authentic as well. People notice upon first meeting you, and you make your stance on something very clear, like immediately. You could also be gay or like a part of the LGBTQ community with the rainbow shoes here. It's making me think about that. And I'm getting like whether it's that you're a part of that community, whether you're a part of like the conscious or the spiritual community, whether you're a part of like the political activist community, whatever it is, I just feel like the way that you dress and the way that you look makes that statement very clear. And when you talk to people, you also make it clear immediately, to where it's like you're never going to end up like being friends with somebody or in a relationship with somebody who has opposing views to you, because like your views are, you make them so prominent that it's like the people who you end up, it's like you're so authentic that you end up attracting the people who are meant for you, and then repelling those who are not. Like people can just look at you until like, if you know, if they're super like conservative and like, you know, they don't like people who are activists, they don't like people who are conscious, they want us to all just follow the president and just shut up and just be good, make America great again. So it isn't like they, you know, if they're like that, they're gonna look at you and automatically like, no, like this ain't that, you know what I'm saying? So you end up naturally attracting the people who like you for who you are and who appreciate the things that you do, especially if you do activism or you do art that is activism. You know, that's coming through heavily. I know I don't really channel that often, so I definitely feel like that's true as fuck for you. If it's not, this is not your pile. Pick a different one. But first out, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, people see you as wise. They see you as somebody who has gone through like different cycles. We have the Magician. Yeah, you might be spiritual as well. You might be outwardly spiritual. You might be into magic and alchemy and quantum physics and neuroscience and all that kind of stuff. Like people know this about you, because I feel like, again, people can see it on your like in your aesthetic, but especially when you start having conversations, it's like immediate. Like, yeah, 5 of Wands. And people get the vibe from you that you are a fighter. Like you're not afraid of confrontation. You're not afraid to like address the elephant in the room, or to like shake up the vibe, or to make people uncomfortable too. Like, and not in like a bullying way, but just in a way of like, if you feel like something is important and it needs to be said, you're going to say it. You come across passionate, you know. We have the Two of Pentacles. Let's see. We have the Queen of Wands. Yep. Like I said, you come across very passionate, very much like I make myself very known and I stand on who I am and I'm loud and proud. Like, it's giving, I'm black and I'm proud. You know that song, I'm black and I'm proud? You don't have to be black, but I'm just saying that's like the vibes. That's like, you're very proud of who you are and you have something to fight for. You have something that you stand up for, that you believe in, and you live with that. So it comes out of you just naturally even when you're just having regular conversation, you know what I'm saying? And then lastly, we have the Nine of Swords. I feel like you do make people anxious. People get anxious around you because they know like that you're just gonna, but we have the Three of Cups. People want to be friends with you though. They want to be friends with you. They want to get close to you for sure. But they just are like, and then after that we have the Three of Swords. It's like, yeah, like people are definitely drawn to you, but they know that you're so passionate, you're so bold that it kind of makes them a little bit nervous about like, like people, it makes them nervous about if you feel like they're conscious enough or they're woke enough, or if they're like, you know, because I feel like I get the vibe that you naturally like to surround yourself with people who care, right? People who are intentional, people who are passionate just like you. And so people feel like they need to like sit up straight and they need to like be more conscious and they need to like think deeper when they speak to you for the first time. And so it's like they want to speak to you more, but they're like, damn, they kind of start questioning themselves and like wondering how you think about them. You know what I mean? They wonder if you think that they're a good person or not, basically. Yeah, people feel like you have a good sense of character and judgment. They feel like you're a good person and you fight for a cause. So they want to feel like, you know, they want to make sure that you know that they're on your same side, or they want to feel like, you know, you see them as worth being a part of your cause, or worth being on your team to fight this cause, you know what I mean? Or to share this art, or to, you know, like, I don't know, there's just this vibe that like, they want your approval, not because necessarily like they're just insecure or desperate. It's just like, they see you as a good person. Again, they see you as somebody who has a good judge of character. And so they hope that you think they have good character, right? Even upon first impressions, first conversation. So yeah. So let's see. People want to put their best foot forward when it comes to you. They want you to know that they care about the community, or that they you know, that they will speak up about something. Like, you know, they don't want to, you know, these people don't want to seem like an NPC to you. They don't want to seem like a bot. They don't want to seem like somebody who is just ignorant, or who is in the matrix still, or who doesn't or who's not spiritual, or who's still, you know, just kind of letting societal programming affect their brains too much, or somebody who doesn't do shadow work, somebody who is not aware of what's going on in the world. Like they want to seem informed and enlightened around you, okay? I think that's a good thing. So let's see. Let's get some oracle cards. Spirit, what is people's first impressions of pile 2? What are people's first impressions of pile 2? Yeah, we have relationships. You guys might have watched pile 1. I wasn't gonna say it at first, but you guys definitely could have come from pile 1, or have been drawn to pile 1 as well. So this is definitely your confirmation. If you were drawn to it but you didn't watch it, you felt that for a reason, go back and watch it. But yeah, with the relationships card here, people, again, they want to continue the connection. They don't meet you and then just be like, okay, well, that was cool. Never think about that person again. Like, no, people, when they meet you, they remember you, and they want to see you again. They want to see you again. They want to get closer to you again. They definitely hope to feel accepted by you. They hope that you trust them. They hope that you see them as a good person and see them as somebody worth having in your life. And they want to get to know you more. They want to get to know you more. They want to pick your brain. They want you to educate them. I'm also getting, some of you guys could be teachers, even if you're not, like, I don't mean, it doesn't have to be like a school teacher or like a professor, but you could teach like about a specific topic, or you could do speeches or teach courses, or maybe you've written ebooks about something, like, but I just feel like people, they want to be educated by you as well. Okay. They want your advice. They kind of want to, I'm also getting advice that people want to tell you about their business. They want to tell you their business and like get your perspective on the situation sometimes too. Okay. Y'all, I'm so hungry. But I'm finna go get some ramen after this. So it's all good. But I am hungry though. So if y'all hear my stomach growling, mind your business. All right, Spirit, what are people's first impressions of Pile 2? They definitely want to see you again, especially if people are meeting you in places where like the community, there's like a community. So there's like community that hosts events, or they like get together at certain times. Like they're hoping that you come to the next event, or that they see you again in this community. Next we have choice, free will, courage, power, and change. Yes, you come across as somebody who's seeking to create change in the world. Like immediately upon first impressions, they know you're an activist. You want to create change in the world. Okay, and then we have inner child. Yeah, y'all definitely could have been drawn to Pile 1. But what's crazy is that, you know, despite your passion, despite how serious you are and the things that you care about and how serious the things that you care about are, you are silly. You're fun. You're playful. You're fun. You're funny. Like, you're humorous. You make jokes. Like, people just really think you're dope as fuck, if I'm being honest. And on the bottom of the deck, on the bottom of the deck, we have sensuality, but the more explicit version of that, right? This card says openness, sharing, beauty, and honor. People are definitely physically attracted to you, Pile 2, and you have this like sexy appeal to you. You have definitely a lot of sexy appeal, all right? And you could be passionate and open about that too. Like maybe you're just an open book, like a passionate person. We do have the Queen of Wands. This is that fire energy, so like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be prominent signs that you have in your chart. You just come across like so like passionate like in life, but also like you know how to have a good time too. You know what I'm saying? It's not constantly just like, you know, those people who are activists and they're just like, they only talk about the negative things going on in the world, and it kind of kills the vibe. And it's like, you right, but like at the same time, I'm gonna be depressed if this is all I consume. You know what I'm saying? You know how to balance it out. You know how to talk about the things that are serious when it needs to be talked about, but you also know how to just kick it and have fun and vibe and just connect with people on, you know, lighter topics as well. And you know, you're very beautiful and you're very attractive, and you know, you like, yeah, you know, it's a protest, and then after that, let's go to the club. We're gonna get some drinks, and then after that, I'm gonna take you home and we're gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like Pile 2 they gonna take you up through there and take you to the protest and donate to the GoFundMe, and they're gonna start a nonprofit, and they're an artist, and they you know what I'm saying? They can educate you on this and that, sirens for confirmation. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people think you're dope as Pile 2, okay, upon first impressions. All right, so that's what I have for you, Pile 2. If you made it to the end, comment passionate so that I know that you made it all the way through. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. If you would like to book with me, you can find that information down below. But overall, yeah, you dope as hell, Pile 2, and people know it upon first impressions. All right, love y'all. See y'all next time. Bye. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Welcome to Naya's notes. Thank you for coming. So today we're gonna be doing, what are people's first impressions of you? Alrighty, if you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, tip me, always appreciate it, never needed, or find the intro song or my TikTok, you can find all that down below in the description box. Let's jump straight in. First I'm going to channel some messages from the image that you chose, and immediately I'm just getting that people feel like you come across shy or like blushy. Shy, but like not in like a completely shy way, but in like a bubbly way. Like you might like like you might be the kind of person to like giggle and like, you know, like when people talk to you, okay? Or you just seem like, yeah, you might come across giggly, like giggly, bubbly, a little shy, you know? I'm also getting the vibes that you could watch anime. You don't have to, but you could. People might know that upon first meeting you. Maybe you have, if you do watch anime, maybe you have like something on your person that you carry around with you that has an anime character on it. Like for example, if you have like a keychain with a character, if you have a phone case or a sticker on your phone case, or you have a book bag or a bag or something with the character on it, or jewelry, stuff like that. Like something where like people who also watch anime will look at it and know that it's from a certain show. Like there's that kind of vibe. Okay, maybe you like because I feel like it's something on your person, like because this is first impressions, right? So this is like before people have had that, oh, do you watch anime conversation. I feel like there's something on your physical person that you might wear or carry around with you that would indicate that you watch anime, if you do. Okay, but in general, I just feel like, yeah, you have like a bubbly, like you might be just like a funny person, or like when people, it doesn't take much to make you laugh. Like I'm getting the vibe that it doesn't take much to make you laugh, or you're very you come across very playful. Like, and this is like despite your age or anything, like you just come across as like a playful, a fun person, like somebody who likes to have fun, who likes to be happy, laughing, joyous, you know. Definitely that person that like adds to the vibe. Like, yeah, like you add, like you boost the morale, okay, of the space. This could even be like in terms of first impressions, you could be the person where like maybe you're kind of shy. That's why I say it's like not really though. Like it's not like you're shy as in like you have social anxiety and you're afraid to talk to people. It's just more so a thing of like, I more so feel like you're shy to praise or you're shy to the attention. It's like you kind of get attention without trying to get it. It's like some people might accuse you of being attention seeking. It's not that you're trying to get attention. I feel like you more so are trying to just boost the energy of the space. Like you might be the kind of person to walk into a party and like, you know, try to get everybody to take some shots, you know what I mean? Like, or to turn on the music and start dancing. And it's like, some people might take that as you trying to be the center of attention, but really it's just the fact that you are trying to make people laugh or make people smile because that's just what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? That's just what you feel like social interaction should be, is that we should be laughing and smiling and having a good time together. And so if nobody's doing that already, then you're going to naturally try to do it yourself. Or if that's a space where it already is happening, you're going to come along and add to it, you know? So yeah, people definitely see you as somebody who's like funny, charming, charismatic, a social butterfly, but somebody who's still like, again, you still have this a little bit of like shyness to you or like a little bit of innocence to you where it's like, oh, guys, don't gas me, like, you know, type of vibe. What else? I feel like you also come across a little bit naive or a little bit oblivious, but I think that's just people's own perceptions. Sometimes it's people's own perception and sometimes it's true. You guys could be neurodivergent, you don't have to be, but like I am getting the vibe that some of you, like, people be throwing shade at you sometimes and like you ignore it. Either you ignore it, consciously ignore it, or you like don't know, or you don't pick up on it until like later, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like it's giving me the vibe that sometimes, like, especially if you're meeting people for the first time in like a group setting, there might be some people in the group who you really get along with and you're being bubbly and laughing with them, and there's like somebody else in the group who feels like you're being attention seeking because maybe by you being bubbly and like just being who you are, you end up attracting the attention of somebody whose attention they want, and so they start shading you, and like you literally probably, you don't even pick up on the shade. It's like other people are picking up on the fact that this person's throwing shade at you, but you just keep being bubbly and smiling and laughing and giggling, and like you don't really do anything or say anything. And so people are taking that as maybe that you're oblivious or that you're naive. But a lot of times I feel like sometimes you are, but a lot of y'all, it could be the fact that you just ignore it. Like you're like, bitch, if it's not directed, it's not respected. So I don't care if you're throwing shade at me. I'm still going to, you know, be myself, you know? And it's not even worth addressing or acknowledging because you're saying it under your breath or you're saying it in a sly way. And it's like, I don't care, you know? But some of you, you probably do just miss it. Like you probably have those situations where like you don't realize until like hours later or like the next day that it was like, oh, were they being rude to me? Were they trying to shade me? And like you didn't even peep. So take that how it resonates. Let's see. Obviously, I feel like upon first impression, people are attracted to you physically. I just don't need to, I feel like when I do my readings, like, that's never like the first thing that I want to say. I feel like that's such an obvious thing to say, like, duh, my collective, you know, you fine, duh. You could look in the mirror and see that. You don't need me to tell you that. So that's, you know, I just do want to say it because I want to make sure that I'm saying what needs to be said. But at the same time, I feel like that's so obvious. Like, we're going deeper than that, you know? So let's see. Oh. I just like tapped my iPad and did something weird that like shocked me a little bit. So I feel like people also could find you to be a little bit shocking. Like maybe you're coming across very, you know what this makes me think of? Maybe you come across initially very like sweet and shy and bubbly, but people are shocked to find out that you're not as naive as they think you are. Even if you are oblivious to certain shit, I just feel like you're still very smart. And I feel like you also, I don't get the vibe that you're super confrontational, but I more so get the vibe that like your words cut deep. So maybe you're not a fighter, but you know, if you were to read somebody, oh, the read would be nasty. The read would be filthy. They would want to fight you after you say that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they might think, oh, you know, Power 3 is so sweet and nice and bubbly. Like, I would have never thought that they would say something like that. Or you might cuss somebody out, you know, one time and they'd be like, oh, I never seen Power 3 act like that. Or I didn't know they got down like that. I didn't know they had it in them. You know, and it's like, it was never... You have this vibe where it's like, I'm sweet, but ain't shit sweet, okay? Like, I'm cool, I'm bubbly, but it never gave pussy. Like, I'm getting a vibe, like, you might have had to say that to somebody or just, you know, maybe in your own words, but it never gave, you can play with me. It never gave, you you know, I'm afraid of you, you know. Even if you ignore somebody, even if you take the high road sometimes, it never gave I'm afraid. It just gives I'm gonna be the bigger person, or I don't care enough to engage, but never gave pussy, okay? All right, let's go ahead and choose some tarot cards and some oracles at this point. If you all are resonating with that so far, then go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. All right, let's see, Spirit. What are people's first impressions of pile 3? 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 Whoa. What are people's first impressions? First, we have the Hanged Muse. This is the Hanged Man. Okay. Next, we have the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, sorry, the King of Pentacles. And one more card. Yeah, you come across your people. Your first impression is that you're kind of shocking. It's shocking because you come across initially so bubbly and sweet and a little innocent, a little shy, but I feel like you're actually like a boss. Like you're actually like somebody who's really stable, who's really smart, who is very intentional. You think things out. You might be a good planner. You might be really good at organizing things. I feel like you also take your time and you're very patient as well. Okay. And this is like kind of shocking for people because it's like they just at first think you're just kind of like ditzy almost. People kind of assume that you're ditzy when they first start to get to know you or like first have that conversation with you. But it's like throughout the conversation, you end up saying things and referencing stuff to where it's like, oh. Same way how, you know, they realize that you're not as naive or innocent as you like come across to be. They also realize that you are more mature mentally as well. And like you, I feel like you just know how to take care of yourself, or you know things. Yeah, we have Justice. This is that Libra energy. And like, I feel like Libra is a good example of that because like Libra can come across very like, I'm just pretty and I'm just ditzy and I'm just like having fun. But it's like Libra is actually a cardinal sign. You know, it's a cardinal sign. It's an air sign. Saturn is exalted in Libra. So it's like, baby, the intelligence is very much there. Don't ever look, if a Libra is giving you that bubbly ditzy shit, they're playing dumb, babe. They're playing dumb, or they just, you know, are having a good time. They're not really trying to think super hard, or they're not trying to be on that. But like, best believe once the party's over, they're on that. It's getting serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that vibe to where it's like you have that duality. That's what it is. You have a duality that people realize when they first meet you and they get into that conversation, especially us having this card, me using this deck and it having the mirrored images. And I don't think any other piles had the there's only 4 of these in the deck, so, and I don't think any of the other piles had them. But yeah, it's like even here with the Justice and the Scales and like the way that this card is like symmetrical, there's this vibe that you have a duality to you where it's like again, you come across kind of childish, innocent, ditzy, bubbly, shy, but you're actually really assertive when you need to be, or you're very intelligent, you're wiser than you come across. You are, you know, you're not oblivious to the games that people play. And then we also have the 6 of Wands here. You know, you're somebody, I don't know, I just feel like you come across popular as well. People see that, but it's like, yeah, bottom of the deck. I'm like, bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands. You're guarded too. It's like you're open, but you're guarded. You're popular, but you're selective. You're bubbly and maybe sometimes oblivious, but you also are smart still and wise. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this, you never know what you're going to get with Power 3. People realize that about you. They realize about you that you have different sides to you, and they don't know which one you're going to get. Okay. And I feel like this is people meeting you in different capacities of where you at in that moment. So if somebody meets you for the first time and you're mad, they know, okay, this person gets mad. This person has an attitude or whatever. But then they see you the next time and you're not mad that day. You having a good day and you're bubbly and nice and happy and smiling and laughing. And it's like, oh, I thought that person was like serious all the time. Or vice versa. If they meet you and like you're in a good mood that day and you're all happy and stuff, and then they see you the next time and you're mad, they're like, oh. Or sometimes I feel like you go into spaces where you are just neutral, where like you're not really happy but you're not upset either, so you just sit there and you're just chilling, you're not really saying much. Like I feel like you come across moody. Like people realize that you're moody. You can also flip your moods quickly too. Like which is why somebody will be able to pick that up upon first meeting you, or like that first conversation, or you know, being around you at that first time at an event or something, or on a date or something. Like, they just notice that your moods can go in different spaces. I feel like also people realizing that you're patient, that you have patience for yourself, they realize they need to be patient with you too, because yeah, like your mood, I'm feeling like your mood can switch at any time, but at the same time you come across as stable. It's very interesting. You coming across like a lot of different things. It's giving Pandora's box. Like, people don't know what to expect with you. Like, they don't know how you're going to show up that day, if you're gonna, what kind of mood you're gonna be in, but they like it though. They like you. They like the fact that you're yourself, that you're authentic. They like the fact that you have all these differing characteristics about you. Okay, because I feel like people do also feel like, with the Justice card here, I do feel like people, even though you come across as somebody who is moody, or who has a lot of different personalities, or a lot of different layers to them, people feel like they're all justified. So people, like, if you're mad and you're cussing everybody out, or you're just pissed off and, you know, you're saying the rudest shit ever and reading somebody or whatever, people might be like, damn, you know, Power 3 is really upset right now. But at the same time, you're like, I mean, but I get where they're coming from though. You know what I'm saying? Or you might have people defending you later. This is about first impressions, but you know, as that were to go on, I'm also getting that when people see your good side, they'll defend that too. Like, somebody might be like, oh, Power 3 is so annoying. They're always trying to be the center of attention, or they're always, you know, trying to make things about them, or they're always cracking jokes, or they're always doing this, or they play too much or whatever. And people are like, no, like, they're in a good mood, they're having a good time, let them have a good time, let them be. Like, why are you hating on them? Or, you know, they're not attention seeking, they just trying to liven up the party. Y'all not, everybody's just sitting here staring at each other. They want to be the one to start, let's dance, like, or let's, you know, take a shot. Like, they're just trying, let's play a game. Like, they're just trying to pick up the vibes. They're not trying to, you know, be malicious or be attention seeking. You know, people, I feel like, feel this defensiveness over you. I feel like they kind of feel it pretty early upon, like, you know, first impression doesn't have to just be like the first look, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you meet somebody at a party, or let's say you meet somebody at a small party, you know, it's a small gathering and it's only like 20 or less people in the space, and y'all are interacting. If you are at the party for 3 hours, you know, a lot of conversations and interactions can be had within that amount of time. So by the time 3 hours is over, they have seen you, you know, have different emotions, and they like you, and they like you. Okay, and they realize that, you know, you're like, and I also feel like you unveil yourself to where, like, you show more and more of your personality throughout the night, or throughout the interaction. Okay, so let's see. People also, like I was saying, they get the vibe that you're popular. They get the vibe that people like you. Like, they notice that other people want to talk to you, or other people have a warm introduction to you, or that's not the greetings. Like, yeah. Let's see. And you have a warm energy. Definitely have a warm, fun energy. Okay, let's see. We have possessions, belongings, finances, assets, and treasures. I feel like people feel possessive over you upon first meeting you. I do. Like, especially if, like I said, if y'all spend a few hours together on the first time meeting each other, it's like, yeah, once they have those conversations with you, once they, you know, they leaving a party, they're like, yeah, I'm definitely going to Power 3's mine. Don't nobody else look at them, don't talk to them, because yeah, that's mine now. Like, they start making a plan to get into like a relationship with you, or a friendship with you. Yeah, we have throat chakra. You guys, again, they really like your conversation. They really like how you try to pick up the vibes. They like talking to you. I'm also getting that people feel comfortable to talk to you, like you, because again, some people have like a resting bitch face, where they have like this very stoic energy initially. You're not like that. You come across just friendly, bubbly off top, you know. So it's like they feel like they're almost invited in to speak to you or something. But there is still this vibe of like, don't play though, like, you know, I don't know. It's this interesting energy where people feel like there's always something new to learn about you, or there's always a new side to you to see. People feel like they're not gonna get bored with you. Like, they feel like they find you to be entertaining, and not in just a way of like they don't actually care about you. They're just like watching you for their own entertainment. It's more so a thing of like, they do care about you, and they genuinely think you're entertaining. They think that you are just naturally a good time, and they like to spend time with you. They want to spend time with you again, and they want to literally like possess you. Now, some people you might find, you know, they get clingy or they get obsessive, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to block you now because, you know, you started out cool, but then you start doing too much. But sometimes you think it's cute, and it is, if when it's done in like a healthy way, I think especially by somebody who you also would like to be possessed by, somebody who you want to be friends with them, or you want them to care about you in that way because you might like them romantically, whatever. When it's like that, I feel like you like that, you know, and you definitely bring that energy out of people. I definitely also get the vibes that people might fight over you without you even trying to have that happen, or without you knowing. Like, I feel like especially if you're meeting people in like public social spaces, I mean, where else would you meet people? But like, yeah, if you're meeting people in like those kind of spaces, I'm getting the vibes that like there's competitions amongst friend groups for your energy. Like, people, and this doesn't even have to be just romantic. Like, I feel like even if there's like a friend group, all the friends, they all want to be your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Or like, they all want you to come to their events, and like, they want to be the one that you're the closest to, or that you feel the most comfortable with, or that you tell the most of your business to, or the one that you just trust the most, like that. Or and I'm also getting romantically that this could be groups of people who there's a friend group and they all have crushes on you. And so it's like, don't talk to Power 3 because I'm finna go talk to them. And it's like, who says you can just talk to Power 3? I'm a grown, I can do what I want to do, and they don't know any of us. So who are you to, you can't call dibs on. Like, I'm hearing people literally arguing about like somebody trying to call dibs on you, and their friend is like, you can't call dibs on them. And they're like, well, if I talk to them first and they like me, then I can call dibs on them. And it's like, well, you're not gonna go talk to them first because I'm gonna go talk to them right now. And then they're like, and you don't even know this. You just might see people come up to you and they're like, hey, Power 3, hi, my name's so and so, what's your name? But like, whole time they was just arguing about who had dibs on you, and you know, who gets to talk to you. It's like that kind of vibe. All right, so let me go ahead and get one more card. For what are people's first impressions of Power 3? Well, we got two. Okay, we have money and creativity. So money says finances, power, generosity, and abundance. And creativity says imagination, expression, originality, and passion. Period. There's definitely conversations here happening. People enjoy conversation with you. They really like listening to you talk. I'm also getting with the creativity card that you could be creative, and people like the way that you dress, or they like the way that you do art. Like, whatever medium of art that you use, people like that. They want you to talk about that more. They want to see it more. You could have multiple avenues and mediums that you do art as well if you are a creative person, and they just like that about you. They like that. I'm also getting that you could like show off your art in like event or party settings, or like social settings, and like that could be one of those things where like some people take it as like, oh, this person's trying to be the center of attention. But I feel like other people like your art, and they like when you show your art, and they're happy to see it. They're intrigued, and they like it. They don't look at you as just trying to steal the attention. They just like, if they're artists, I want to see their art. They want to see it. You know, they're curious, you know? So you might find that people sometimes either love you or hate you, Power 3. And it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but you just might find that like people are just like, they either just get bothered by you, because I feel like you do naturally receive a lot of attention and praise because you're very kind and you're very bright energy, like you're very fun. But you know, they might take that as a certain way. But other people, I feel like, really appreciate you and really like having you around, and they think you're a good person and they want to give to you. With the money here, you might come across as, we did have the Four of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles as well. You could come across as somebody who you could come across as somebody who is what is this? Sorry guys. Okay. My professor is like uploading stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna like boo boo boo. I'm like, what? But you could come across, you could look like somebody who has a lot of money, okay? For sure. Especially if you wear like designer items, or if you just have things that people know are expensive. You can tell by looking at it that it's expensive, okay? Or people might just assume you make a lot of money. You could be an artist, and you could have, your art business could be very successful. So if you make music, you could have enough streams and listeners and fans to support your merch and things like that, where you're able to sustain yourself off of that. If it's not music, it could be anything, right? But it could be anything. But like, let's say, you know, if you do graphic design, you have enough clients to pay your bills and make money, or if you sell physical art or whatever it is, like that if that applies and resonates with you, people can tell that upon like the first impression and like their first time meeting you, that you just come across as somebody who's successful. But I'm getting that your success is like partially self-made. So I feel like you either have a business, or even if it's not necessarily a business, it's still like you're in the kind of career where it's still heavily reliant on your networking skills. Like you're networking, like your personal value. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's, let's say, I don't know, like let's say that you have a high paying job, or you work for like an agency or something. It's like you still need it to be known well to get that kind of job. You still, or if you work in PR, it's like you still have to know, even though it's technically a corporate job, You know, you still have to know the right people on your own personally in order to be able to do that job well, or to have been hired by a certain company. It's like that kind of vibe, okay? I'm also gonna vibe that people might want to spend money on you when they meet you as well. Like, you might find that, you know, you are the kind of person who can go out to the bar, go out to the club, and not have to pay for anything, because people appreciate the vibes that you bring so much. They're just willing to just pay for you and make sure that you're straight for the night, or in general, you know? So yeah. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have action, movement, perseverance, discipline, and motivation. You guys could definitely like to dance. I would not be shocked if y'all like to dance, or if you be like, if you like to dance in general, but especially if you're the kind of person who will start the dancing. Like, if you're the kind of person at an event, if nobody's dancing, you will get up and dance. You're going to cut the music on and be like, all right, y'all, let's get it. Like, you know, let's go to the dance floor, or like everybody take a shot, or y'all, let's play a game. Like, I get the vibes that you are not afraid to take action towards fun, or towards the things that you want in life. And that can sometimes look like fun things, but it can also be serious when you want to be serious as well. I definitely feel like you have like a business or a career that you take seriously, and people can tell that about you upon first meeting you. All right, so that's what I have for you, pile 3. If you're from pile 3, comment fun, because people feel like you're very fun when they first meet you. All right, definitely go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if it resonated, and also consider subscribing to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Other than that, if you would like to book a reading with me, you can find that information down below. With that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.